Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Today's topic is Angel Uriel, the great balancer and a powerful force to bring into your life. And if you're excited like me, please leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with family and friends. Let's get started. Uriel means fire of God, also called the light of God. A balance between sharing and receiving, between mercy and judgment. Some of us are extremely emotional, others extremely intellectual or judgmental, still others may be numb. Uriel brings balance and helps us to moderate our behavior even in our numbness. He occupies from the 10 luminous emanation, the 10 sphirot, the level of tiferet, which is the dimension of truth. He is represented by the eagle, a bird that soars above conflict. When we need to rise above a situation, when we need to restore balance, when we need to take ourselves out of the picture so we can see the true picture, Uriel can help us to see the truth. He rules the sign of Aries, and therefore he can also help us in recognizing others' needs and opening to them. When you clothe yourself in the energy of Uriel, you balance yourself and, like an eagle, rise above the struggle of the moment. Now, working with angels, it's not about praying to them or worship them. It's about working with them, asking and bringing their specific strength as we go through our day. And so in order for us to use Uriel's light in the most beneficial way, it's important through the wisdom that we're going to learn here to get practical understanding how internally can we awaken real balance in our life while using Angel Uriel's light for it. To make it practical, I would love if you can please pause for a few seconds and just identify for yourself, where is it in your life right now that you're imbalanced? Where do you lack balance? Try to be as honest with yourself as you can. Open your vessel to allow Angel Uriel's support. Where am I lacking balance right now? The Zohar tells us, as a human being, as a body and soul, external and internal, the only reason we're experiencing pain in life is because we attach ourselves to the external stories of life. At the moment we're able to see the internal stories of life, everything is magical and flowing and one, and it's a blessing, and we see the light. If you're familiar with the tree of life, the structure of the sphirot, the 10 levels of consciousness, Keter, the highest level of consciousness, all the way to Malchut, where we live. Today we'll focus mainly on these three sphirot, Chesed, Gvura, and Tiferet, that refer to right column energy, left column energy, and central column energy. The Kabbalists explain that in order for a person to experience true balance and circuitry in their life, we can't be just right column, just giving, giving, giving. We cannot be just left column, only receiving, receiving, receiving. The central column is the force that allows us to balance our life. When I'm too attached to the left or I'm too attached to the right, one of the stories from the Bible, the Torah, that reveals these secrets is the story of binding of Isaac. And it is important to know that the characters that appear in the story of the Bible, the Torah, are not just physical characters. They are people that had elevated souls, that lived in this world, that achieved huge transformation and became a chariot, which is a bridge to help us access a spiritual level. Meaning, learning about Abraham, for example, is the channel for what's called Chesed, which is mercy. That is energy of kindness, love, energy of giving, energy of water. Whenever we learn about Isaac, it's igniting the Isaac within us, which is the energy of motivation, energy of desire, energy of I want. Whenever we mention the name Jacob, he is the chariot for the central column energy, energy of Tiferet, which awakens the force of balance, the force of resistance. So, just like in a light bulb, there is the positive pole, Abraham, right column energy, the negative pole draws the energy, Isaac, left column energy, and the filament, that is the central column energy, energy of Jacob. And the same thing is in the atom. Protons, positively charged particles, right column energy, energy of giving, Abraham. Electrons, negatively charged particles that move to seek energy, left column energy, the charger of I want, which is Isaac element of fire, and neutrons, neutral particles, that is the central column that create the balance. If you manipulate the nucleus of an atom, you can release an immense amount of energy, which is the basic principle behind the creation of an atomic bomb. The same is the idea of balancing our body. If there's no balance between our right, left, and central column, spiritually and then physically in our body, we will experience health issues, which is an indication for lack of balance. The same thing with relationships, same thing about life, same thing about the imbalance in the world. So yes, Angel Uriel is quite busy, but for us to use his strength more, to understand it better, we can learn from the story in the Torah. So the story revealed to us Abraham, after many years of not being able to have children with Sarah, when he was 100 years old, Isaac was born to them. When Abraham was 137 and Sarah was 127, God tells Abraham, you've done a lot, but I'd like to ask you to take your son that you love so much, Isaac, bring him to Mount Moriah, which, by the way, it's the mountain that later on the Holy Temple was built on, and I want you to sacrifice him. Sounds horrible. Abraham right away answers, sure, I trust you. He prepares everything and starts climbing Mount Moriah, and Isaac is 37 years old by then. He's following the instructions, asking, what are we doing, Dad? Abraham said, don't worry. He's tying him to the altar, binding him, holding the knife, and just before he's about to slaughter his son, Angel Michael stops him and told him, no need, you have passed the test. The real deeper Kabbalistic meaning behind this story is nothing to do with a father who's supposed to kill his son to demonstrate his trust. The Zohar tells us that this whole story is Abraham, that is energy of water, mercy, of giving. In order to achieve real balance and true perfection, he had to veer towards the left, to veer towards fire, to veer towards desire, to veer towards judgment. Because in order to be the most powerful channel of mercy, he had to go against his nature. And even though chesed, mercy, is love and it's giving, but when a person is too attached to that chesed without willingness, because it's against his personality to go the other side, to the opposite side, which is left column, that represent I want to receive. Left column represents the ability to set boundaries, to say no. I know you want it, but for your own sake, I'm willing to say no. The ability to be tough. It's fire, it's gvura, it's left column. The ability to lead, the ability to teach someone a hard lesson and giving tough love. That's gvura. So the Zohar tells us the only way Abraham could be a perfect channel of chesed, a perfect channel of right column, a perfect channel of water element, which is giving, he needed to go the other way around. He needed to be willing to become more judgmental, not for a negative purpose, for a positive purpose. More boundaries, more strict, more limiting, and that's the only way Abraham could be complete. While Isaac, that is considered to be left column, desire to receive, boundaries, goal-oriented, control, even for the sake of sharing. In order to be the right channel to awaken in the world and to ignite within each one of us the balance, Isaac needed to be willing to give up the judgment by willing to do the opposite, which is to surrender to his dad. Surrender is chesed. Yes, Dad, whatever you want. Not connected to his own will. Actually giving up his own will completely. Connect to the energy of kindness and unconditional love without calculation. The Creator told Abraham, I know you are energy of giving, and not just for yourself. You're supposed to be a channel of giving for all mankind. And I'm giving you now a tool to elevate yourself to the next level. But you need to go through the process. And the process is, in order to connect to the ultimate level of giving, are you willing to let go of your attachment to this personality? Because Abraham became so elevated that giving became his personality and natural tendency. But in order to really access giving in the most balanced way, are you willing to give it up? Not for your ego, without knowing exactly what happens. Abraham knew he needed to go through the process to be willing to give up his natural tendency, which is giving, even though it's the right thing. Because the only way to create a space for the light of the Creator itself to be channeled through your chesed, through your giving, through your kindness, you need to be willing to detach yourself, because it's your personality. Think about it in your own life. You're so kind and you're so giving, and by the book, it's the right action, but your kindness and giving very often can be very imbalanced because you're so attached to it that you're convinced that every time you need to act this way, and as a result, you might attract a lot of chaos into your life. How many of us are so good and so kind and never say no, but there's so much chaos in their life because they're so attached to be giving and to be good and to show sympathy and empathy that they are not willing sometimes to say no. They are not willing sometimes to say, I'm sorry, I can't. A person that is so attached to chesed needs to learn to say, I don't have time for you right now. It's me time. How is it possible? Isn't life is all about acting like God? But acting like God, when you're attached to it, it becomes your personality. You're even afraid to go the other way. It's lacking balance. It's lacking the true intervention of the light in your giving. As much as giving is the right action, in some moments of time, you need to be willing to give it up and to act the opposite, gvura. The same is when you're a goal, mission, results-oriented, when you have a big desire, big motivation, when you have tremendous leadership skills, when you're a go-getter, when you're a manifester. We need in this world to lead, to push, to accomplish. But if you're not able in certain times to be able to put it aside and say, I don't care, I just accept it the way it is. I'll be happy without achieving any goals. And really feel it. I'm surrendering to someone else who's not so smart and manifesting like me. I will just inject kindness and allow things to be. I will not obsess of how come things are not okay. If you're just going to focus on manifest, even though for a while that attribute, which is left column, which is fire, worked for you, you'll be hurt by it. Not because theoretically it's not an important attribute, but because it's imbalance. And balance cannot be achieved intellectually. You actually need to go extremely the opposite of your attachment in every area in your life. So when a person is so structured, structure is left column. If that person will be too structured in all area of their life, they will achieve lack of balance and problems and issues in their life. They need to allow in peace and harmony by being also okay with lack of structure and enjoying it. That's total opposite of left column. It's right column, taking things with ease and joy, just being present. And when a person is so trusting, always trusting everybody, always allowing others to take the lead, being right column and saying, for sure, I see the good in everybody. Actually, sometimes to achieve balance, you need to stop and ask, I want to see what's potentially is wrong here. I've been taking advantage of few times. I know that for me, protectively, I need to pause and ask, is there any agenda here? What do you mean? It's not sharing to question and to judge, right? For a person to be attached to the right column, sometimes you need to go there in order to get the balance picture.
Enjoying this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Book now with me one-to-one session in angel coaching and communication coaching. To learn more, email or DM me. Enjoy the video.
When your natural tendency, whenever people ask you for help, is to always say yes, and you're so attached to say yes, if you're not going to pause and question and say, let me think about it, you will lose the help of the light and you'll be drained from that giving. Something will be imbalanced about it just by you saying, let me think about it, just by you pausing and asking the Creator, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe it's too much. Maybe I'm not balanced. Maybe I'm too attached to say yes. Then your yes is not as powerful. It's beautiful that you're so loving, but you're not going to find, as long as you're attached to that beautiful behavior, you're not going to find God. God is not going to be your partner in that sharing. Are you willing to give it up completely? And we all need to find that balance daily. So right column, chesed, is giving. It's humility. I'm so humble. I'm so spiritual. I love that I'm humble. Everybody calls me humble. A humble person sometimes needs to take leadership and needs to say no. That's what, by the way, Moses needed to think. What do you mean? It's ego to take leadership, not to someone who's too attached to a right column, righteousness, humble. Let others take over. We want to ask Angel Uriel for the strength to create the willingness to give up what you're so attached, and you have all the spiritual explanations as the right thing. A person who's a left column needs to go the other way around. When you're a left column, like Virgos, Capricorns, it's all about structure and list and formulas. I have the list in order to manifest. Let me tell you a secret. When you say, you know what, I will have less meetings and I will have less structure, I'm letting go of my goals, you'll be amazed and will see more manifestation for yourself because you're permitting the light. There is time for structure, but if structure controls your life, you're too much left column. It's imbalance. It's not going to work. Maybe short term, yes, not for the long term. I hope you're starting to get the picture before starting to work with Angel Uriel of right column, left column, and see where are you at in every area of your life. Right column, giving, humility, surrender. I'm okay with everybody. I'm accepting everybody. I'm going with a plan. I'm always trusting. Left column is boundary, strength, structure, me. I have to push it. I have to guide it. I have to make it happen. These two opposites. And very interestingly, in the binding of Isaac story, it says, then on the third day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place in the distance. Why on the third day? And really, who cares? It happened on the third day. The Torah indicates that the whole purpose of this journey of Abraham and Isaac is what? Is to find the central column. That Abraham will go more towards the left and Isaac will go more towards right. And what's the number 3 represent? Central column. And by the way, this is what Tuesday also represent. Sunday is right column, Monday is left column, Tuesday is central column. Very positive day to start new things. And then it says, and Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed it on his son Isaac, and he himself carried the fire and the knife, and they went together. Who cares who held the wood and who held the knife or the fire? And what is wood Kabbalistically? Trees, right column energy. Who was holding the trees? Isaac, left column. In order to start the process of transformation, that Isaac becomes a little bit more to the right, he started the journey to hold the wood. He started to go through this transformation towards the right column. And who was holding the fire and the knife? That represents judgment, left column, Abraham. That is right column. And then they went together. The whole purpose that Abraham will become like Isaac, Isaac will become like Abraham. That's the secret of balance. And the sentence they went on together appears 3 different times. Unification of fire and water. Which also, it's a conflict. How can fire and water get along together? It doesn't seem like it. Because there's no central column. But put water in a pot and heat the water. The pot becomes a central column that boils the water. Perfect unification between the right and the left. Fire and water. So, with Angel Uriel's strength, we can create the balance in each one of us. In those areas in our life, we're too attached. I might have all kind of rational ideas about why, but meantime, I'm in balance regardless to how it looks right or wrong. For example, Some parents feel they need to put boundaries for their kids, feeling that if not, they will spoil them. And there are those who always put boundaries, and maybe for their own balance, they need to allow the children to make some mistakes and forgive them right away. While for other people that just lack boundaries, they can say no to their children, and they're so kind and loving, and they're actually hurting their children. So it's nothing to do with the situation. It has to do with your balance or imbalance energy. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are within us. That's spiritual balance, that's energetic balance, that's behavior balance that affects the balance in each cell in our body, affect our ability to be receptive for healing or blocking healing, or be more receptive to sickness. Technically, we are also vulnerable. What makes one person more receptive than the other? Imbalance. And it's not just imbalance physically. Being good doesn't mean you'll be protected, because this good can come in a package of imbalance. In every area you are imbalanced, it means you're attached to one of the columns too much. And also, as I mentioned before, Angel Uriel is represented by the eagle that has eyes about 6 times more accurate than a human. They are able to dive to their target, reaching speeds up to 100 miles per hour. The eagle teaches us the importance of focus, speed, and lightness in the air. They embody the wonderment of floating without restraint of gravity. They are considered to be one of the 3 holy beasts of nature. So now let's awaken the energy of balance with the help of Angel Uriel and the strength of the eagle. Please sit very comfortable. Take a deep breath in, gently close your eyes, just relax. Allow your body to relax, your thoughts to soften, and let the weight of the world melt away, if only for this moment. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast open sky. You are grounded, yet feel the weightlessness of the air around you. The wind touches your skin, but it doesn't push you, it guides you. A powerful eagle appears before you, its wings stretching wide and strong, radiant in the golden light of dawn. This eagle, majestic and steady, represents Angel Uriel, the embodiment of balance, strength, and wisdom. Feel the eagle's energy, its focus, its grace, its speed. As it soars effortlessly above you, you see its eyes, sharp and precise, scanning the horizon, seeing things clearly from miles away. You can sense the eagle's incredible clarity, its ability to navigate through the complexities of the world without being attached to any one direction. Now take a deep breath, and with every inhalation, feel your chest expanding with the same energy of focus and lightness the eagle carries. With each exhale, release the weight of imbalance from your body and mind. Allow the presence of Uriel's light to surround you. Now envision yourself as the eagle. You stretch your wings wide, feeling their strength, their ability to rise above. Feel yourself growing lighter as you rise effortlessly, gliding over any obstacles. You see yourself from a higher vantage point, your entire life, your world unfolding before you like a landscape. From this elevated place, notice where you have been imbalanced in your life. Where you have been too attached to one side of yourself, too caught up in extremes. Maybe you've been too giving, too kind, saying yes when you needed to say no. Or maybe you've been too strict, too structured, unable to flow with the natural rhythm of life. Whatever it is, Uriel's light shines gently on these areas, inviting you to release attachment. As you continue to soar, see Uriel beside you, guiding you with a gentle hand, balancing the scales of your soul. Uriel is the fire of God, the great balancer between mercy and judgment, between the right and the left columns of energy. Feel the warmth of mercy enveloping you and the strength of boundaries rising within you. Know that these are not opposing forces but complementary energies, creating harmony when they are balanced. Now focus on your heart. Visualize your heart expanding with love, compassion, and understanding, just like the eagle's wings, stretching wide to embrace the world. Feel the deep, nourishing balance between giving and receiving, between trust and boundaries. You are the central column of your own life, grounded in truth, soaring with clarity and embracing both the fire and the water within you. As you soar higher and higher, you see the world below you, a world where balance is not a distant dream, but a living reality. You feel the power of Uriel moving through you, helping you find the middle path, the path of balance, of truth, of harmony. Feel yourself becoming more light, more focused, more grounded in the center of your being. Know that you can always return to this space anytime you need to rise above, to see clearly, to bring balance back into your life. Now gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. Feel the calm and balance within you as you open your eyes. Carry with you the energy of the ego, of focus, speed, lightness, and most of all, balance. Allow the gifts of Angel Uriel to guide you through the day, helping you rise above the struggles, see the truth, and embrace the divine balance within yourself. Great affirmations to achieve balance. I am light and quick. I see clearly and I am balanced. I soar above the challenges, guided by Uriel's light. I embrace both mercy and judgment, giving and receiving, and I am at peace with myself. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, please leave a like, subscribe, and share. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye!